Hit the button. The first person to call will get on. Caller on the line, Jane in Childgrove. Hi, Jane.
Hello. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I did vote to leave, and gosh, it's the biggest regret I feel I made.
And you want another referendum in the next 10 years?
Well, I think there's going to be something. I don't know what will happen, but I feel for, all the lies that were told about what was going to happen, and everything just seemed. I mean, the country's just in such a mess now, and.
Jane, congratulations, you won. Well, we didn't. We sort of all lost. But why do you want another one?
Well, I just feel, because, literally my youngsters in their 30s, and I just felt, I should have listened to them, really. But I felt that, but it's just that all the lies that were told, what was going to happen. I mean, and still, the lies are still happening. Every time a politician from the Conservative comes on the television now, I don't believe a word they're saying.
My thoughts are on this is, I voted to remain, but I wouldn't wish for another vote again. First off, it's all been very, very stressful for everyone involved, even the voters and the British public. But it's an impossible task. No party could have got that through. Europe didn't want us to leave, so they was going to make it as difficult as possible to make us leave, to allow us to leave. And then within the parties of the UK, there's no Remain party and there's no Leave party. There's just fractions within each party. Some people want to remain in a party, some people want to leave in a party. If Labour got in power and said, let's have another referendum, they still would have the same drama as the Conservatives had, because people in that party would also fight against what they were trying to do, and then we'd just end up in the same cycle. It'd just be prolonging it again and again and again.
You're right, there would be divisions, but I think it would be much less within the Labour Party about the question of leave or remain, to be honest with you. The Eurosceptic movement is, in the main, a Conservative movement.
Yeah. Potentially, I voted Remain because that was for my reasons.
Sure.
I can also see why people voted to leave. We're part of a club, let's call it a club, we're part of something that 28 different countries all have 28 different, we're all different. We all contribute different amounts of money, we all have different we all have different standards of living. So imagine everyone you're all in the same club, but you all have a different fee to be in that club.
But just to come back to your reason as a Remain voter for not wanting another referendum in the next 10 years is political chaos here as a result of even asking the question.
We'd have political chaos here, but also Europe would want to ask, the things that they would demand from us would just be ridiculous. We'd basically be giving up all our sovereignty. And we're here now. We're here now. If only we sovereignty. Well, it would be very tough to get out of it anything that benefits us really now.
It would be. Let's say the condition was the euro.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, we wouldn't really want that, would we? Otherwise, we'd have took it the first time.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm well, sir. Leaver or Remain who doesn't want another referendum?
I was a Leaver. So I come originally from Boston, which had the highest percentage vote.
Yes. Lincolnshire, one of the only parts of the country where I think people still think it was a good idea.
And people who still live in that town are very much the mindset. I was 18, 19 at the time, was very easily guided by the people of that town and by the lies that I was sold. Since growing up and becoming more politically active, it's an absolute farce that it's allowed to get to that far, and David Cameron should be tried on that. However, I think if we were to go down the path of a referendum, the polarisation in society today just be chaos. I think we're at a point now of the post-truth polarisation that no one will ever be satisfied with the results, and the stuff that will become
I don't know that that's a reason not to do it, I'm afraid, because no one is ever satisfied by... not everyone is satisfied by anything. So if people's total satisfaction is the reason not to do it, I'm not sure that's going to work.
I think, the views the right already have, I think, would become more extreme. The lies would be more extreme. I don't think we'd be better off as a country for entertaining it, even if I want to go back to Europe, absolutely, but I don't think the country would be better off for it.
First of all, I just said to your producer, I speak 5 foreign languages, or European languages fluently. I consider myself a European. I did vote to leave the European Union, however, and I totally regret it. I think we have sold a dead puppy, to be honest. I now have a Slovak boyfriend, and it's made things incredibly difficult in our personal lives for me to go to Slovakia. Immigration has increased since Brexit, which we were assured wouldn't happen. And I really regret actually voting for Brexit.
Describe to me, Alan, the circumstances in which you think another referendum could happen within the next 10 years, because I can't see it.
I think it probably would happen. What is of concern is the fact that the EU would probably want us to join the euro.
Yeah.
As a prerequisite, and I can't see the British public actually accepting a foreign, or what they would perceive as a foreign currency. And I think that would be an absolute thing for the EU, that we'd have to take the euro. But I do think there's enough build-up of pressure to reconsider the votes we were given based on the evidence. I totally believe Farage, Leadsom and Gisela, I've forgotten her surname, unfortunately, Gisela Stewart, at the time, and I did vote based on their opinions, and I totally regret it, totally.
I see that there, alongside the survey about another referendum, there's perhaps a more important, to be honest, in the Here and Now survey of 3,000 firms that was carried out by the Department for Business and Trade. 3 in 5 of these firms surveyed think that the free trade deals done since Brexit will have no impact on their business, including half of all firms exporting. Many saying that they have lost faith in the potential benefits of any new free trade deals, with exporters saying that Brexit has done more harm than good to their overseas sales. And these people should know. I mean, they're the ones doing it. And it's a bottom line calculation at the end, isn't it? Are you up compared to where you were this time when we were in the EU?
No, we're down.
Yeah, of course we are.